all in my head. All right, y'all. How are y'all doing? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Cry Together podcast, where you're not required to cry. But if you want to, you definitely don't have to do it alone. Today we have a great guest, and I am just so excited to have him here. We have Sha Judah with us, and I know him from poetry. I know him from just being around the city, his art, and all of those things, but I'm going to let him introduce himself and kind of give you guys more background on who he is and what he's about. So, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Tell us about yourself.
So, my name is Sha. It's short for Shaddad. That's my Hebrew name. Picked it up like a few years back, and then I shortened it up to Sha Judah, and then kind of had a roll with it, like especially for my artistry and performance wise.
Okay, yeah. And can you tell us about your artistry? Like, what type of art do you do? What's your inspiration? Stuff like that.
Man, I do it all, I could say. Almost all. I do music, I rap, do poetry, spoken word. I paint here and there. I do photography and film. But mainly lately it's my what's the word? My my mediums.
Okay.
have been poetry and music lately.
Okay.
And yeah, some of my inspirations, I would say, the Black experience, like looking at the conditions of our people in the neighborhoods and just how we grew up and the different unwritten rules and just inspiration from it all, especially dating. Dating definitely is a big inspiration.
For sure. I like that, and we're gonna get more into that. But if y'all didn't know, this man is a creative, so tap in on all social media platforms. You want to drop your social media names?
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram mostly at Sha Judah 937 ShaJudah 937. And then you can find me on YouTube at the same handle.
Okay. And then this is slightly off topic, but I just watch your like social media, and I know that you are married and you have like, you guys just do a lot of things together. So how is that? Like, how did that, kind of come to play, and how did you guys, cause I know, you guys do shot o'clocks, but typically that would be like alcohol, but you guys do, like different juices and stuff like that. And, so just tell us more about, your relationship or the things that you guys do to kind of better yourselves.
So shout out to Kate the Great, aka Tahara, aka that girl. That's her YouTube slogan. But we met a few years back, probably 3-4 years now. We just were best friends and became locked in ever since. I kind of manifested her. I wanted a woman that embodied art like me, like different mediums, and had a broad outlook. And so we just became real good friends, and one thing led to another. We became together and we got married. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And we started like a whole hub for our different businesses. Like, we have a writers group called Unbroken.
Okay.
We have Set Apart Media, which is dealing with film and photography and things like that, and it'll be broadcasting like more so my music or other people's music as well. And the shot of clocks, that came because, man, we just were looking for something to do for our content, and we actually do that because we work at the health food store
on Siebenthaler.
Yep.
It looked familiar, but I was like, I wonder if that's the one that they're at.
Yeah,
okay,
definitely. So we just be doing our ginger shots or whatever herbs we be taking of the day, and encouraging others to take care of themselves and take care of their health.
Yeah. Okay, period. I love that. So what we do normally, the first episode, or not the first episode, but what we normally do at the beginning of every episode, I have a question of the episode, kind of related to, the topic that we're going to be talking about. But this is a question for everybody. So in the comments, on the video, wherever you want to answer this question, just make sure that you share your answer. But the question is, what does happiness feel like to you? And when you explain it using like colors, taste, smells, situations, different things like that. And you can answer and then I'll answer.
Happiness to me feels like freedom. I'm not going to say being in full control, letting God be in control.
Yeah.
Freedom, really. Just feeling like my most childlike self, no anxiety, no anxiousness, no worries, no cares of the world. Um, yeah, it's like my favorite hip hop album on a road trip.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, just childlike self, imagination, and no cares of the world.
Okay. I would say happiness feels like, to me, feels like swinging on a swing. Like with your hair, like just the wind just like going back on you. I feel like that's happiness to me. Also, I think happiness is laughter.
Yes.
Over the summer, I think it was either this summer or last summer, but I was with my family and I was sitting there and I was like, man, we're all just here. We're just laughing. And I just start like, tears just start rolling. But I was genuinely like, oh my goodness, like a lot of people do not have this. And this is happiness to me. But also I think, like you said, like allowing for God to take control of your life and just, I say like going with the flow,
Yeah.
but really just, following whatever he's calling you to do.
Exactly.
As far as like colors or smells, light purple is like my color. So when I see it, it's all over my house. That is like happiness to me. Smells, I would say maybe like some sort of food, something soft, something, not abrupt, but
Yeah.
like a vanilla smell or something.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, so y'all answer this question as well, because I think that's one that gets you thinking. Like,
Yeah, it
you don't think
does.
about happiness when it comes to like smell, like your five senses.
Yeah. It's important because we so busy, go day to day.
Yeah.
We kind of don't take the time to have gratitude every day.
And it helps you stop and look at those little things, like colors or different stuff like that. But definitely gratitude, and I think that's something that a lot of us need to practice more.
Yes.
Like just having gratitude for things. But yeah, okay. So the first question for you specifically is, what are some things that you needed to or need to heal from, and what did that process look like?
So some stuff I've needed to, I still need to, like procrastination. Sometimes I could be a bit lazy sometimes. I could be prideful.
Okay.
I could be more vulnerable. Yeah, I say pride is a big one. That's such a broad answer though, because pride goes before the fall, so it leads into a bunch of stuff. And yeah, patience as well. Patience for
Okay.
sure.
And what does that process look like for you, as you have healed or are healing? What has it looked like?
It's hard. It's hard. A lot of us, we say we want growth. I think mental health as well as spiritual health, whatever the case may be, it's become a little bit of a fad, a little bit, but it's still good to see it.
Yeah, I agree.
But people don't realize how hard it is. I didn't realize how hard it is. Like God be showing me forced shadow work, like instead of intentional, like like thinking of it intentionally. He be forcing me to see things about myself. I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. And so just looking within, having the ability to be still and know that he's God, having
Right.
the ability to be still and silence your mind and really lock in and focus on, once you know what you need to heal from, you should be like, okay, so where does this stem from?
Right.
And what steps should we take to be more healthy within it, especially since I'm big on community. Like I don't want to affect my community within the problems that I deal with still. So man, for me it looks like prayer, fasting, eating clean. I'm big on nature. Oh my gosh, I hate the winter so much.
Oh, it's the worst. I'm over it. All
I
this
hate
snow,
it more.
it's cold.
More and more as we get older, I'm hating it more.
Yeah.
But I love being in nature. I love just going through the forest or going on hikes and just grounding, put my feet in the grass and meditating on God's word and breathing. That's definitely been helping. Meditating and breathing, like really being intentional with your breathing, focusing on your breaths and it can make a difference. It's not gonna be right away.
Yeah.
But if people put the work in, it's definitely a game changer.
For sure. And I'll answer that question too, but I did have a point / a question. Breathing is actually so good. Like I teach breathing like to kids. Like for
That's
my
important.
job. Yeah, like we do social emotional learning and stuff like that. And it's crazy to see the difference in kids like who would typically like respond in a more aggressive manner or things like that. It's crazy to see how they can change their response when you give them tools to be able to use that like breathing technique and stuff like that. And I just look at these kids and I'm like, wow, like this is actually, if people took the time, it's actually super easy.
That's what you said. If people took the time, we kind of look at kids and just think they're dumb.
Yeah.
When they're ignorant, they're not going to know anything unless you teach them, or unless they're seeing you do it. They go off of a lot of what they see in adults.
Yep, mockingbirds for sure. My other question was fasting. So I have fasted twice in my life so far. But what does that look like for you? Because your girl was struggling on this last one because I was I was starving, or at least that's how I felt. But I got through the fast and I genuinely was like, okay. The pastor said something specific. He said, even if you did this for 30 minutes or you did this for an hour, you have shown yourself that you're able to deny your flesh if, whenever you're tempted with whatever. And I was like, wow, like, a lot of us think that we have to fast and it has to be like, oh, you got to fast, no food, no water for 3 days, which like, of course that's beneficial, but also you have to take the fact that you did it for a day or whatever the case may be. So what does that look like for you fasting?
Doing what you can handle, what your mind, your body knows it can handle. Like sometimes I be going overboard and holding myself to stuff that I know I'm not ready for.
Yeah.
And other times, like if I fall, like instead of being hard on myself, I try to give myself grace. Like you're still in this flesh. You're you know what I'm saying? You're not accustomed to this thing on a regular basis. Like I feel like our ancestors did it a lot because they knew the benefits of it, spiritual and physical. So with me, sometimes I'll water fast, might fruit fast, just fruit and that's it. I try to dry fast because I know the definite benefits of that within starving the flesh, feeding the spirit. What helps me is getting in my word. Like it might sound corny to people, I don't care. Like you really don't feel hungry anymore when you're reading the scripture. You're really intentionally studying and taking it all in. You're feeding your soul, and you like, dang, I'm not even hungry no more.
Yeah.
My homie, we did a fast together recently. He was like, man, I appreciate you asking me to do this and getting this word. He said I had a little burp, like he just got done being fulfilled.
Yeah,
and
that's hilarious.
Man, it's very important.
Yeah,
it's very important.
Yeah, I totally agree because I was definitely, like I said, I was struggling with the eating part, like because your physical body starts to actually feel like I started to feel sick, like genuinely was like, okay, I feel weak, I feel whatever, and like I was like, man, you could easily just go and eat or drink some water because like the fast was a corporal fast, and basically they were just no food, no water, no anything. Yeah. But he did say like, if you have to drink water, and I'm like, you're 26, like you can go 3 days without water, like, but I'm like, do I succumb to the fact that, I feel so weak and I feel whatever, or do I just push through this and, get whatever is needed in this moment or whatever God wants to reveal to me? Or do I just get some water?
I say when you make the decision, try to keep your word.
For sure.
We're like, sometimes our words can be void. And a lot of times in the Bible, we can see that God and his people, our people are based off action instead of empty words. And so within that, like you said, you definitely have the power to do it. It's hard because of the daily habits that we have, like the certain things we eat, the additives that's in our food. That's why it becomes hard, because it's like your body is like, it's not reacting in a way like, oh, we need to eat something or we need to drink something. It's reacting. Your cells are reacting to, okay, the body's hungry. Let's reach on some of this stored fat. And it's a whole process.
Yeah.
Like, God is amazing when he designed the human body. Like, I've been learning a lot, and we have the power to do it. We just feel the hardness of it.
Yeah.
And decide like, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
But the more you do it, the more easier it becomes. I
Yeah.
can say that for sure.
I totally agree. I definitely agree. So our next question is, as a male, how do you feel like healing has either been made easier to do or more difficult in today's world?
It's difficult because, growing up, you're told, be a man, don't cry. Boys aren't supposed to cry. No, that's false, and that's unhealthy. And so my parents, they always said, like, this is a safe space. Like, I can come to them. I didn't feel like I could, though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of things that was stored up. And then I started taking my health more serious, my mental, spiritual, physical, whatever the case may be, when I am within my relationships, because I learned a lot from the women that I've been with.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes an insecurity for me because I try not to be overbearing. But then, like, someone like my wife, she gives me the reassurance and knows that this actually is a safe space. And it's not just because of what she says. It's like, I actually feel it.
Right.
And based off what a lot of men say out there, like, don't open up to your woman or this, that, and the third, yada, yada,
That
yada.
is insane.
It's like a bunch of unhealthy, it's a bunch of unhealed trauma.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, because of certain people you dealt with in the past or whatever the case may be, but that doesn't matter. Especially when it's focused on your true happiness and your peace.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I work with kids, so I have those conversations with young boys all the time. Like, you're allowed to cry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're allowed to feel your emotions and things like that because it's necessary. Like, I mean, at the end, like, girls shouldn't be the only ones who are able to cry, because at the end of the day, we're all humans, we're all people, and we all feel these things. So it's like,
it's
why would I sit here and tell?
Like.
Yeah, and I think that people don't realize what you teach your kid as a child, they end up being those things or being those things to another level when they become adults. So then you do get men in relationships who are unable to tap into the safe space or are unable to express emotions and things like that. And so then now we have a deficit for, men being able to just be people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why not just let them have a real space as a kid so then they know how to navigate those emotions when they get older?
Exactly.
Because there's nobody holding their hand when they get older.
Exactly.
But as a kid, you can mold them into, people who can express and, be able to share how they feel, have conversations. And to me, that's not a weak thing. I think that's actually very strong,
It's
especially
strength.
being a man in today's society, because a lot of men are told that they can't do that. So when you're able to, it's like, oh, okay, like you're strong because you're able to do those things.
Right.
For sure.
I think my problem was growing up, like, yes, they gave me that safe space, but they didn't know how to. They didn't teach me how to properly guide my my emotions and understand them, and that's been the battle lately. I'm not gonna say battle; it's becoming easier, but yeah, like, don't cry. Only girls. Da, 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 da. That's unhealthy. That's not healthy. That's not emotional intelligence.
Right.
And now we got a bunch of grown-ups just walking through life at war with each other for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, why are we having gender wars? Like, when we need each other. Like,
yeah, for sure. And I think that, a lot of times we do tell our kids, like, oh, this is a safe space. You can come tell me everything or anything. Oh, you're allowed to, feel your emotions. But then we don't sit down with them and tell them how to navigate those emotions or how to process those emotions. Because I know, like, we'll tell kids, well, stop crying. That's not something you need to cry about. But it's like, if they're crying, then that's something that they need to cry about. Now, you can sit down with them and help them navigate that situation or those emotions. So next time they may have a different response. But I think we have to sit down with kids, adults, whatever, and just like genuinely teach them different things when it comes to emotions. Because you can't say, oh, I want my kid to be emotionally intelligent and then not teach them that.
Exactly.
Because I think, like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, you have to give them the actual tools and the practices to be able to do those things, and also be an example for that. Because you can tell me all day long, and if I don't see you doing it, then why would I do it?
Exactly. You telling your kids, oh, don't it's okay, and then you're fighting with him, and y'all manipulating each other, and just we got to stop thinking kids are just so ignorant, so they don't see these things. They don't take in these things. Energy is very strong, and the spirit moves. So it's been studies that show, like, you get into an argument, we get into a heated argument right now, you leave the room, somebody can walk in and feel that energy. Like, so we gotta be mindful of what we're saying, what we're showing, what we're teaching.
I totally agree.
You definitely hit it on the nail.
Yeah, for sure. Because kids are impressionable.
Exactly.
And I mean, everybody is, but kids, like, at a crazier rate than like an adult, obviously, because we have our own, like, things that we do, habits. So you spoke about, well, first of all, it's Black History Month, so let's start there. First day of Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month, y'all.
Period. So, but you talked about how, you're really into, like, doing things for the community and stuff, and obviously we live in Dayton, so you're very tapped in, and you just want to see, like, the community be better. So within our community, how do you feel we could better heal? Like, what are some things that you have noticed, or some things that you think, we're kind of just fighting a battle against, and, how can we better heal from those things?
Man. So I'm very big on accountability. And I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but we got to stop them. We've been talking about that for over 400 years. I understand what they did. I understand they are the reason why we are in these conditions. But if you keep focusing on that, there's going to be no growth. You have to internally heal. Internally look within. Building community within your people, within your community, is very necessary, especially in these times. We see ICE going crazy. We see we see this fool in office. We see the people that run this whole show, because that's essentially what this world is. It's a stage. It could become taxing, which is why we have our brother of mine says we have post-traumatic slave syndrome, post-traumatic slave disorder. And so within them constantly tearing down our mental, psychologically, our physical, and having us gain a Eurocentric mindset, is kind of hard to navigate. Where do we start?
Right.
But the reason Gil Scott-Heron said a revolution won't be televised is because the revolution starts within. And so for me, what's worked for me is eating cleaner. That's been my start, because I form a habit of eating clean. Let's say I do 90 days or something, eating a specific diet. Like I typically like alkaline. I know the Jamaicans say ital is vital. But eating clean, it clears your mind. You have a lot of clarity. You're able to attack certain things, like we were talking about within things we haven't healed from. Like, a lot of things will come out to the forefront. Right. You have to be willing and make your mind up on healing, so that the work could be easier, because it's going to be hard regardless. But you have to make up in your mind and determine what's going to be your change. Yeah. As far as community building, I don't have the answers for that whatsoever. I'm still learning. I'm still building with community. But it's important that we come together, like I said, especially in these times, and stay relevant, stay current, stay up to date on what's going on. Not just always listening to the news, which throws propaganda and fear tactics, but staying informed on the things that's going on in your neighborhood and protecting the children. That's definitely a thing I look at most, is protecting the children, because they're going to be leading us in the future.
Yeah, for sure. But I totally agree with everything that you're saying. And I think that doing things within, like, once you start healing yourself, you don't really have a choice but to start healing people. And you, honestly, I believe that you do it not even intentionally.
Exactly.
Like I pray all the time, like, okay, let me just be a light. Like I want to be able to walk into a space and I don't even have to say anything. Like I just want people to be able to see God and that's it. Like, and then obviously like my words can follow, but
and some people might take that
directed
the
by
wrong
him.
way, but that's literally how it's supposed to be. Like I've found myself, oh, I gained this knowledge. Let me tell everybody. Let me force it on people,
Yeah.
and I've pushed friends away like that. No, you have to just be a light. Walk in the ways that He has called you to walk. Walk in your purpose, and people will naturally gravitate towards His light. Like they're going to see it on you.
Yeah, because when people are in the darkness, of course they're going to the light. So it's like, just be whoever God has called you to be, and all the people that need to cross your path, or you need to cross their path, it's gonna happen that way for sure.
Yeah, facts. And then like I also like what you said about starting within, because it's going to naturally. You know what I'm saying? As within, so without. That's one of my favorite sayings.
Yeah.
Because what you think about yourself, what you think about the world, if you're walking around with pessimism or optimism, it's going to reflect into your reality. You're going to see it around you. So if you have a negative mindset, you're not going to see anything but negativity.
Yeah.
You have a positive mindset, or you're being resilient and overcoming these things, then you eventually will see that utopia or whatever.
And it's funny because I learned that, sometimes you don't have to even say anything. I learned it in 8th grade. I was auditioning for a talent show and I was singing a Bruno Mars song. And at the end, this lady was like, "Do you go to church?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Do you sing in the choir or anything?" I'm like, "Yeah." But I'm like genuinely confused as to why she's asking me that.
Right.
She's like, "I could tell." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And for a while, it didn't really register. I'm like, okay, how can she tell that I'm singing a Bruno Mars song? Like, this is a secular song. This is a song that's like not about God or anything. Yeah. But I walked away and, a few days went by and I'm like, wow, like I don't have to say God's name. I don't have to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you just walk in that, like, and I mean, I was young, so I wasn't intentionally walking in anything at that moment.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's something that is doable. Like if you really walk in, what God has called you to do, then you don't even have to say anything.
Exactly.
You don't even have to say His name. They're just gonna already know.
Felt that. She felt that soul.
Yeah. Like, but yeah. So what was God's role in your healing and how did you allow for Him to play a part? And I allow because like, if God want to do something, He gonna do it.
Well, He said He made us in His image. So He made us in His image. These bodies are His temple. They belong to Him. Why am I going to continue to put this stuff in it? Why am I going to continue to move this certain way? Why am I going to continue to, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it stems from there, knowing that He's within you. And when you want a real relationship with Him, you want to care about Him and show that, you're going to take care of what He gave you.
Right.
This vehicle that we have temporarily. You said, what was His role, and then what else?
And how did you allow for Him to play a part?
Man, it's hard. I'm still struggling with it, but just like I said, be still, knowing that He's God.
Yeah.
Letting Him be in control, because I'll be trying to take control of everything, and then I'll be upset when things don't go my way. But like just surrendering and being submissive to Him, I've seen things play in my favor, but not in a way I would think. And I'm like, oh, we're going this way. I don't know what we doing, but then it ended up working.
Yeah.
So just having that faith, and that's definitely something I'm still working on, is faith, that unwavering faith. Because, well, first, faith without works is dead.
Right. So
we have to put the work in as well as believing. But once it's there, oh my goodness, it's amazing. You smiling cheek to cheek, man.
Yeah, for sure. And I would say for me, honestly, I have been like reading different books and stuff like that, and my aunt has told me like, oh, a long time ago, I had told her like I was dealing with some anxiety and stuff like that, and she was like, okay, you should practice sitting in your room on your bed, turn all the stuff off, and just sit there and be quiet, and like whenever a thought comes, try to push that thought out. Which great idea, but I wasn't doing it like based on God. So now I've allowed that to be like something I'm doing with him instead of just me, because like I want you to be able to guide that moment. So I
Yeah,
sit in
facts.
silence with him and not in silence by myself now.
Right. That's fire. I like that.
Yeah, and I mean I'm not the greatest at it because like it's a work in progress, but you know, it's hard sometimes to you know, push out just your mind, just like always going sometimes, and it's hard to kind of slow things down. But I think
Man.
once you allow for him to be the thing that's slowing things down, it becomes a lot easier and it becomes more natural and more like second nature. So that's what I'm currently doing. And sometimes it just looks like me laying on my bed and just being quiet, like not saying nothing.
It's important.
Yeah, so
I need to do that more often. I be so attached to this phone, man. Like,
yeah, I know.
I need to put down this phone quick. We hurting ourselves, man.
Part of me wants to get rid of it,
Yeah,
but like it's
literally.
like I need it because I have to be in contact with people. But like, and then also like when you want to do stuff like this or like your guys' content, all that stuff, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I have to have social media in order to do those things. But it's like social media, like you said, is hurting us. Like, I don't know, because
It's messing with you mentally,
yeah,
physically, all that.
for sure.
I said I'm gonna get me a flip phone. I'm gonna have an iPhone for like content and then
Yeah.
my art and all that. Use it on Wi-Fi, but the phone I talk on, I'm gonna get me a flip phone.
Get you them little minute plans that we used to have to go to Walmart and buy.
Man, like get away from the world. Like that's my first step to getting off grid, man.
Yeah, you want to go off grid?
Yeah, I do.
That would be so much fun. I want to do
I'm
like
tired.
the little, you know how they like renovate the like buses,
The buses,
and stuff
that's
like that.
fire,
I would do
yeah.
that for at least like 6 months. Then I
Yeah.
would go back, you know, live in a house, and then I'd go back out 6 months again.
Yeah.
But I don't want to drive the truck, so I need like a husband who can like drive the truck because I can't do it.
I feel you. I'm weak.
Yeah. I had another question, but I can't remember what it was. So I'm just going to move on to my last question. And then if you have any questions that you want to ask me or like just any points you want to bring up or anything like that, we could definitely do that.
Okay.
But if you had to do it all over again, would you do anything different? Or would you kind of just do everything the same?
I want to say I would do a bunch different, so much, but that's me trying to take control again instead of letting him be in control.
Yeah.
But I would do so much different for sure. Like, but I don't know if it would get me here. I don't know if it
Yeah.
would get me to where I'm at in life right now. So I'm starting to appreciate the journey.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciating the journey. I like that because I think, you know, like we all be, oh man, why did I have to go through that? Or like, why did I experience that? Because like when I first wrote this question down, I was like, there's plenty of things I could name that I would change. But it's like, if I changed those things, I wouldn't be me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I wouldn't have experienced the things that I experienced. And then
Exactly.
those things taught me the lessons that I needed to learn.
Yep.
Like I always tell my mom, why'd you move from New Jersey? Like we should have lived there. We should have been born there. But I just know like I would be a different person if that's where I had to live because of her stories. Like, and she had to go through such a whole lot of survival. They had to do a lot of things that were rooted in survival, which like, of course, in Dayton, a lot of people have to do the same things, but I didn't have that experience here because they were able to come here and create a different life for themselves.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
like that.
if I changed those things, I wouldn't even be Kyla. I wouldn't even be me. So it's like, nope. I would do it all over again exactly the same.
Man, I used to always hear that and think it's cliche, like, oh, appreciate the journey, but it's like, how?
Yeah.
But now, recently, it's just like, within the journey, I'm learning so much. Like I'm saying, that shadow work, the learning things about myself that I didn't know I needed to heal from my childhood.
Right.
It's like, wow, I am appreciating the journey because I'm gaining wisdom from these experiences.
Yeah.
And I saw a post recently that said something about like, when a certain season is done in your life, why would you go back to it? Like whether it's an ex, whether it's a certain diet, whether it's just a certain lifestyle.
Right.
It's like he brought up Lot's wife when God said, "Don't look back."
Yeah.
She looked back. She turned into a pillar of salt, and that's how we become. We become like that. We become stuck in these cycles, and it repeats. It repeats until we learn it.
Right.
And it's been a battle, but it's been fun, and I'm starting to love it more.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
It is.
It's hard.
Yeah, he ain't say it was gonna be easy. He didn't, but you'll definitely come out on the other side.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Somebody different, somebody new.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you have any questions? Do you have anything you want to share with the people watching or listening?
Love God, man. Getting your word. Any questions? When are you making music or poetry or whatever the case may be? I've been waiting for years.
I am cracking up. Honestly, poetry, I don't know. I have so many poems in I have so many poems in the vault that I have written over the years and just have not like necessarily shared or whatever. But recently I have tried to sit down and write, but I have not been able to. But I realized that before, when I was writing, it would be things like that are happening around me that kind of give like inspiration for things.
Yeah.
And so I think that goes back to the whole like gratitude thing and just kind of being more aware and noticing things more. So then I can get that inspiration. Because I think, as you get older and you become like an adult and everything, you kind of get wrapped up in like the hustle and bustle of life.
Exactly.
And so you don't get to sit back and like appreciate everything and just kind of look at stuff. And I feel like I was able to do those things more as a kid because I didn't have like as many
That's
responsibilities.
by design too. They set this whole system up so we can
for sure
go take away our creativity, basically.
Yeah.
Do you remember we wrote a poem together?
I do.
You remember? I still got it in my email.
I have it in my phone. Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Dang, we should have did that on here. I don't even know what it was called, but
I forget what it was called. But I know
it was Black History for sure.
You were starting yours off like, I'm a black girl that da 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 da. I was like, I'm a black boy that. And my ex at the time, people just be too woke, bro. She like, do you have to say you're a boy? I'm like, I know I'm a man, but you making it more than what it is, bro. I just read this fire piece and you concerned about me saying boy instead of man. Like, come on now. Let's move on.
Yeah. So I'm going to get back into it for sure. I just think I need to, like you said, be still and just kind of take in things. And we need to pull that out the vault one of these days because that was definitely a good one. But as far as singing goes, I don't know.
I
sing on Instagram all the time.
Getting you some tracks. I'm getting you on some tracks for sure.
Let me know. I'm ready.
For sure.
Whenever y'all ready, just wait on it. We're gonna drop our album.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you for coming, for sharing, for just having this conversation because we talked about community and like building our community and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think conversations like this are definitely a great start to just inspiring the community to do different things and, just having conversations. And I think there's a lot of healing in conversations. So again, I thank you so much for
thank you for the opportunity
coming on here, of course. And thank y'all all for watching. Whatever the people say, like, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz. This is your third episode of Let's Cry Together, but it's not your last. So tune back in where you're not required to cry. But if you want to, you definitely don't have to do it alone. Bye.